to a special edition of The Current. We're on location in Walt Disney World, Orlando, Florida. So we're in Walt Disney World, and right now we're in MGM in one of those fake background scenes. It's supposed to look like New York. So I'm just sitting on my front porch, you know. We just left Indiana Jones and had a blast, and they really walked us through what it looks like to put a stunt together and things like that, and all the teamwork that it goes into it. And that's something that Walt Disney's really driving home here. Of course, he was totally about imagination, having fun, creativity. I mean, it was all started with a mouse, which is incredible, but there's also lots of signs up everywhere of quotes from Walt that are like, everybody needs a deadline, which that one really speaks to me, and we'll be talking about that soon. But there are other ones that talks about how everything they've done has been a group effort, and it's for the group. It's not for the success of Walt or for the success of Mickey Mouse. It's for the entire group. Which we also see something like that in 1 Kings when it talks about Solomon and how the kingdom works there. And they break up the kingdom and assign responsibilities to separate tribes. And it says everything worked really well together, which, like here, teamwork makes the dream work. And in 1 Kings, we see that teamwork also makes the kingdom work. I wanted to elaborate a little bit more about what that actually looked like in the kingdom, in Solomon's kingdom. So in 1 Kings 4, that's where how the kingdom was provided for is really broken down. So I would have a read over that whole section and just see how it was broken down into 12 governors, and their areas each area provided for the kingdom 1 month out of the year, which really also speaks to our leadership if we're leading a team in church or if we're serving even outside of church. But are we giving people more than they can handle? If one tribe had been given 6 months and then the rest was broken down, it wouldn't have worked as well in the kingdom. Later in the chapter, it says there was nothing lacking. And there was nothing lacking because it worked well. Everybody was given the best amount that they could do. Nobody was expected to do more than what was a good amount for them. And I know sometimes when we serve in teams, it could be like, oh, well, this one person's really good, so I'm going to give them 500 things to do. And then this person hasn't really shown me potential yet, so I'm going to give them one thing to do. It doesn't really work out that well, and then somebody either ends up burned out or feels like they're not actually being used, and it just ends up for discontentment in the team. So Solomon, in his wisdom, saw how to break down the responsibilities for the temple so that it would all work well together, so that they really could make the kingdom work, make the dream work. How can we apply that in church? It's really our mindset going into church shouldn't be, what can I get out of this? What are they going to do for me? But how can I build the church, capital C? How can I help build the kingdom? We can see here clearly that teamwork does make the dream work, and this place is a dream. We're having so much fun. I can't believe holiday is almost over, but we're not talking about that. The dreams in our lives and the things that we want to see can really happen if we invite others into that. So don't be afraid of having others come along. You know, there's no amount of independence that'll make you succeed as much as working in a team. And when we see little victories, and I guess this works even inside of church, but when you see little victories, celebrate those. So when Walt bought that land, those were little victories. I mean, nothing was built yet, but he knew he was one step closer to making the dream a reality. So when you have little victories in your life, whether it's if you're pursuing a degree and you just finish one more class and you do it well, celebrate that victory. That's amazing. Or if you're at work and you hit a deadline on time, that seems really small, but people notice that, and that's a huge victory. So celebrate that. Don't wait for the end result to celebrate. Celebrate those little things, because that's really going to keep you going to work for that big thing. Utilize what you have, friends, whether it's people or materials. Be a part of a team and exercise wisdom in that too. And this way you can celebrate with others when the dream really does become a reality. It's always more fun when there's more than one person at a party, okay? Thanks for tuning in again with us on location in the happiest place on Earth, Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Have a great week. We're praying for you, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Current.